We have an updated simulator for the atomic interaction, the nuclear physics, and all that. We'll update it, and we'll see what happens. So that my goal is to predict more easily the behaviors of atoms and nucleus and electrons and all that. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, I think that's a big move, and that's that's pretty awesome. And uh, what else? Um,
Would you need your own domain to house the
main,
simulation? Wouldn't you need your own domain though to house your simulation? So it's not like the data is in one person's control, not everywhere. Not everybody, like, they would have to go through a certain protocol to be able to access your simulation.
oh yeah, it's on GitHub already, so it's already
No,
public.
no. uh, okay.
Yeah, it's already public, but I mean, I could keep it secret, but I don't know. I'll decide what I keep secret and what I'll share publicly.
It's
Because
not
whatever
about
I share,
it's not for
sorry.
secrecy. It's not for secrecy. It's for it, like, that you're the inventor, so it keeps, like, the technology owned by the rightful person, technology wise. You understand? If you
Yeah,
create, yeah, like, I was reading about this company called it's called ICANN, and they're
yeah.
the ones that, like, you could submit to get your own domain. That way, when you run these things, they're accredited to you. They're not going to somebody else's server.
It's
And
like a copyright, or because
yeah, like,
copyright are pretty weak.
it's
You
like,
cannot copyright. You can't
uh,
patent. You cannot copyright mathematics equations or things like that.
not copyright. It's just giving the right attributes to the person that found this process through these equations. You know,
Okay. Oh, okay. So it kind of archives what you did. So you're gonna be. It's gonna prove
much
that
more,
you're the first
much,
one who.
much more
It's
than
the
that.
notoriety more than anything.
Much more than that. But it gives you the leverage to have options, and that,
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
Thanks, Lulu. I'll check it out.
I'll send you a link later. Because
Okay,
I
cool.
a
Yeah,
bunch of.
just put it in the private chat there, Lulu, and then Philip could grab it from the private chat.
How about I send it to all of y'all, because I'm scared if
Yeah.
I pull it up. You know what? I'll try,
Please
but if I get
send to all.
it,
Absolutely.
yeah, hold on. Yeah, give me a minute.
I don't know if you guys checked out my YouTube channel. I posted my new
Structured water.
structured water machine. Very cool machine. Wife got
Mm.
it for me.
Yeah,
And
well, I didn't understand what it was, but
yeah, so it infuses the water with hydrogen. It does the electrolysis, and it's also got a calcium filter in it, and it also spins it in a vortex. So yeah, actually, give me a second. I'll show you guys. It's a really cool little unit. So now I can filter my water, structure my water, infuse it with hydrogen. Let me get rid of my background here. Hold on. Background. So that's the machine here. So inside it's got a little impeller in there and it spins. And
okay.
the electrolysis is done at the bottom and the bubbles come up through it as it's spinning and everything. And it's got like four different modes. It's also got a cleaning cycle in it. So now,
So
yeah, I've got my own device here at home. The only thing
it's
it's
a
is the piezo transducers to add the frequency to the water.
it's a more efficient electrolysis device, or
I, yeah, like it's just a device you can actually purchase now on Amazon. This is like 189 bucks, but my wife got it for 45 bucks at one of those
Nice.
Amazon depots where they get rid of all the old items that they can't get rid of. So she snagged it for 45 bucks.
yeah.
What? That's
Yeah,
Canadian.
that's Canadian dollars. So that's like
Looks like
$10 US.
2 cents US.
I need one of those.
So,
That's great.
so
Hey,
yeah,
Bruni, you found your way to the Tesla Tech. That's pretty cool.
In the process of it, I got my passport in the mail here, and in the process of cashing out some crypto to afford the plane ticket, but thank God the universe works in the ways that it does that I didn't cash out earlier, because Bitcoin at 118K US right now, it keeps going up, so should be able to pay for everything, but we will see.
Nice.
I'll
Yeah.
be right back here. I just got to get something set up in the background.
Yep, right on. Yeah, I just been working on my cells this week. Been doing a lot of capacitor dumping circuits, so I've been experimenting with that, getting some pretty good results. So I could actually hook it up to a solar panel and get like 3 or 4 times the amount of power coming out of a solar panel than just having straight voltage come out of a solar panel. So I'm working on that circuit. That's going really good. The battery stuff is an ongoing thing. Just all week, I've been just working on the batteries. Literally, that's all I've been doing. So that's kind of where I'm at. Nathan, you had a podcast just before we went on tonight.
Oh yeah, dude. I always got something going on, man. Uh, dude, I'm building TVS circuits right now for my Tesla coil you see behind me,
Yeah.
and we did the VBS and we switch out the heat sinks in it and simply put it where we have the fan that'll fit on it, so we can
Oh,
get some
okay.
fan action going on there.
Are you selling those?
Yeah, and then
How much are they?
well, I haven't put a price
Sign
on
us
it
all
yet,
up for 3.
man. I got so this part right here is the part you see. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this switching board on there. It's a cap bank.
Yeah.
So as you switch it, the caps turn on throughout
Right.
your circuit, so you can change the value in your circuit. So if you want to balance your thing, you
Right.
get 2 of these, and you
Tune
can
it.
balance both ends of it.
Tune
It's
it in.
perfect. Yeah.
You should
So-
try to get those old variable capacitors. The ones with the dial and they got the plates inside. The variable capacitors.
No, I
You should.
understand.
Yeah, those would be able to work probably good too for when you're tuning your resonance on the coil, right?
Well, we zap AC through these things, man, and there's a lot of voltage. So
Yeah,
I don't
you
want
could
to
say-
destroy the dial. Usually, those kind of components have like some kind of electrical thing in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some kind of switching.
I know.
So
I know the old ones are pretty robust though. If you get like the old style,
mm,
the ones with the actual plates that rotate.
yeah. Well, there you
yeah.
go. Mechanical, yeah.
Yeah, the mechanical variable capacitor. Yeah, that might even work good too, even with the capacitors too, like just by throwing switches, right?
Yeah, it
All
just
about
switches.
the analog systems when coming to high voltage, right?
I'm analog. I like my analog stuff. I'm sorry.
Well, there you go. Well, yeah, well, it's just basically set up so you can do AC on it. So when you want to do big lightning bolts and stuff like that, you could do it. But when you're in DC, now you can change the frequency of things. So you can go between one set of resonant frequencies to the other with the same coil as long as you're close to them. So that means that if you want to turn another coil across the room, but it's slightly off from yours, you click a couple of these capacitors and boom, put you right in the correct resonance with it.
Right.
Now they're resonating with each other. Now,
So, sorry to cut you off. That board that you have, what is the divisions between microfarad?
oh, it's 47, and then it goes 22 and 10, which means it's what is it, 0.01 for 10.
Right.
So, and up from there. So it would be, I'm trying to read it here. You see it. You probably can't see that at all.
Yeah, it's too small.
0.047 is what it is for the
Okay.
47s.
Okay.
So let's see if it goes on there. Yeah, that writing's kind of.
Yeah, it's small. Oh, okay, there you go.
There it is.
Got it. Okay, yeah, now you got it. All right. So
Boom, we got focus.
7 microfarad. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Bernie, much are the tickets for the Tesla Tech?
I'm not sure. I will answer that question before this stream is done, and I will also have my affiliate link set up before the stream is done.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not like $1,000.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys.
Tickets get really
Hey,
outrageous.
this ain't no Cosmic Summit wannabe Hollywood. I think it's got to be at least half.
Their
Didn't he?
tickets are expensive too.
Didn't the guy from the Tesla Tech say if we emailed him if we're on the show, like he'll give us really good deals because he's the one that's hosting it?
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely. Steve Ellswick's very,
yeah,
very fair and good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because, like, we live in Canada, so we have to pay.
Steve is an OG.
Yeah, the plane. As soon as the plane has to do is in transit Canada, the plane tickets they triple.
Yeah, see, I'm afraid if I get on the plane, I'm going to get flown right into that freaking jail that they have off down there in Florida for all the, yeah,
The crocodile, the alligator,
yeah,
Dude.
alligator. I'll probably end up there.
No. America is freedom, brother. You shouldn't have to worry about that. America will treat you right. A lot of people think we're like that, but we're not. America rocks. I'm sorry. America really does. I love to be born in America. I'm a patriot, Sometimes I can't say things because I am a patriot.
I'm a patriot too. Maybe
Can I maybe give throw a presentation
it's sad
together
to
real
say,
quick?
but it's sad to say, but Canada will never be a leader because I did talk to NRC for the last 5 years, and they as soon as there's a little minimum of risk, they're not gonna help you out. They're not gonna finance your projects. They're so that's not leadership. That's sheep following other people.
Yeah. All right, Jarvis, the floor is yours. I'm just going to step out quick for a smoke, and I'll be right back. I'll be watching on my phone when I go out to make sure you guys don't get out of line.
I published this 2014. This is a little while ago, almost a decade. But basically, when you study Kepler, you learn about an ellipse. But an ellipse is really a two-dimensional shape of a three-dimensional torus. And this paper explains how that ellipse looks 2D, but if you apply the dynamics, that ellipse is three-dimensional in space. It's not a 2D. And sometimes you got to go back to the roots. You know what I mean? This is Kepler. It's an ellipse. But you have to realize an ellipse is two-dimensional. Here I show a planet, a star, going three-dimensional. This is the covalent, like coplanar type of orbit, the black. The green makes the ellipse, right? And the blue is like the opposite of the ellipse because you're going to always have an opposite. Whenever you have an ellipse, you have a focus, but you have a duplicate focus on the other side, okay? So it looks two-dimensionally as an ellipse, but it's really going around this torus structure. And it's like an exaggerated figure. You know what I mean? And when you go this way, the blue arrow, it's a, let's see, what did I say? Blue vector, the minor axis. Okay. Red vector, the green pseudovector, eddy. Okay. Well, what this is saying, the blue is the orbit, the red is the ripple, I call it, and then the green is the spin.
Ooh,
So
I
there's
like that.
there's three times going on here. There's the orbit around there's the ripple here on the red, and there's a spin. And Venus, it's a retrograde spin, so I can actually calibrate with this spin and predict Venus's weird orbit, because everybody focuses on Mercury with Einstein, but dude, Venus has an awkward orbit because of its spin. It spins opposite compared to the Earth and most planets in our solar system. You know what I mean? So there's three spatial, you know what I mean? It's not an ellipse. It's three spatial and three temporal. And the temporal is an orbit, a ripple, and a spin. And like galactic wise, you get, 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. Like when it gets up here, you get like clover shapes and stuff that is on a higher level. Instead of a solar system, you get galactic. And I think I ran the numbers. I think our star is a 2-to-1, but I don't know. Honestly, I need more data. And this just says how you can calculate it with the time. And of course, like old man Bill says, time is just the inverse of frequency. How to calculate those, and go into some in-depth calculations, show eddy currents, how to calculate eddy currents, how to graph it out. And this was like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like if I could do it now, it would be a lot better. But
So why can't you do it now? Sounds like time for an update, version 2.
Well, I mean, I can do it live, but I can't do it. I have a lot, bro. Like right now, Sean's my builder. Zach's gonna be a good builder too, but I don't have many people helping me, so I have to focus on marketing, because marketing is just as important, and a lot of people don't realize that. But for a year, you have to time it out right. Okay, so this is precession. And then this is something I like for people to think about, like a fractal construction. If the universe were fractal, okay, this frame 1 would be a solar system, right? This frame 2, you have the solar system in the gray frame here, but it's a zoomed out picture with the solar system within like a nebular structure. You zoom out to 3, the nebular structure's here, but it's a zoomed out image that looks like a galaxy. You zoom out further and you get to 4. The galaxy's right over here, but it's a zoomed out structure like a cluster of galaxies. Then you zoom out to 5. It looks like a plasma, right? And 4 frame is here. It's a plasma structure. It's a fractal plasma. It looks like, and it could repeat from a star to an interstellar to a galactic to an intergalactic to a plasma type cosmology, back to the star again, and it repeats. So when you experience drag by going through space and you're approaching the speed of light, it's because of the ether. It basically proves you can't really propel something against the ether without compensating for fields or anything, because you're gonna flat. And this is exactly like air drag, but it's literally the ether that is causing this effect here. You're gonna propel this and you're gonna end up like this. You get me? So I'm gonna end this. I gotta go back. Sorry.
So your paper talks about going at the speed of light.
Am I muted?
Nope, you're not muted.
Well, when you go the speed of light, you hit drag against ether itself. The ether gives you the inertia. So if you were to instantly excel close to the speed of light, you will hit inertia from space itself. It's like a continuum. It's fractal, and it goes on and on. And it produces shadows. But these shadows, if you accelerate against them, they'll give you inertia.
Yeah, we gotta be careful with the ether because people think the ether is like a static grid, but the static grid that has north, south, west, east, and west. Sorry, and so that would imply that there's a direction in the universe, but the ether really is the gravitational field emitted by all the masses in the universe. So they're all relative, So you have the ether of the galaxy, you have the ether of the Andromeda galaxy. They have different spinning frame because they rotate. It's not the ether is not like a static 3D grid that doesn't rotate or is just cubic. It doesn't work that way. It's all relative to the masses that are spinning around.
Yeah.
So so if you go,
I guess if I could say about that, so when it comes like Sheila, I'm so happy and jealous that BurnEye got her on there because I love Sheila. I mean, Sheila's a brilliant person, and um, as they were saying earlier, to focus on 432 instead of 440, and focusing on what I would say is this orbit, and then this ripple, and then this spin. So there's 3 times going on with the 3 space. You get me? And nobody focuses on the ripple. The ripple is what I'm saying matters, that most people, even engineers, don't get. Even physicists. Well, most like Bearden discusses the A field. It's the magnetic vector potential. But very little physicists, very little engineers go into this. And it's easy to take a step into that to develop further. Jeremiah has been doing a great job. Falcon Space, I think Falcon Space. I think if Elon Musk focused on Falcon Space, where it could develop like under our ideas, we'd be going to the moon with our smartphones.
yeah, but Musk is gonna make money out of our efforts, So
Yeah,
that's
I'm not in
Musk
it
is
for the money.
very.
I could care less about money.
Elon Musk is just a modern day Edison. That's all he is. Edison was a good businessman. Same thing with Elon Musk. He's a good businessman. He gets his inventions out or whatever new product he's trying to put out and makes money with
Mike,
it.
not trying to be, but who else other than Elon right now?
Well, yeah, exactly, because he is the modern day Edison. Look at Edison back in
Yeah,
the 1900s.
that's what I'm saying.
He was a superstar. Everybody knew
Yeah,
who
but
Edison was.
Elon's the man, dude. I mean, we just gotta accept
Well,
that
hold on.
there's nobody.
Didn't all those women go up in that big unit? The Katy Perry and stuff, wasn't that a different
Yeah.
company?
No, yeah, they went up with not Virgin Galactic,
Blue Origin.
Blue Origin. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you get the blue orbs with the yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, but
eventually space is
that
going to
one,
be
Blue Origin is like, it's not like SpaceX. SpaceX is actually like, you know, getting high into the orbitals, like it's reaching the ISS. But the
Yeah,
like the
dude,
Blue
if you
Origin,
get Elon's
it's
attention, it's not a bad thing. Okay,
it's
right?
not.
It wouldn't be the worst if you got Elon's attention. Then you're doing something right.
But with the cores of his business, he's got the exploration company, he's got the boring company, he's got
Yeah.
Tesla.
Yeah,
He's diversified himself, so he always has a cash flow coming
but
in.
there's nobody
So
else
no, I
that's
know.
like
Well,
him.
no, he's definitely he's one of a kind, right?
Yeah.
Other than Edison, everybody knows
Well,
Elon Musk
so
worldwide. Everybody
Elon
knows.
Musk, though,
Yeah, he's
he's
our
the one.
Edison.
He's no Edison. Like, he's not an inventor. He finds talents, it seems, but
Right.
he
And
seems
Edison
to
was the
be
same
the
way.
one good elite, where it's like all the other elite families and people are like, oh, we need to crush the world's population, and
I
Elon at least
agree.
is like
Only Edison
humanity
can be
first.
Edison. Only
Yeah,
Edison can
I
be
get that
Edison.
too.
You know what I
But
mean? But who's
Edison,
our
I think he's
Edison
a
of this
visionary.
age? You know what I mean?
I think he's a
Edison is
visionary.
Edison, but we don't have anybody like Edison uh, other than Elon Musk. Who else?
well, there'll be somebody else coming down the road. I'm sure
All
of
right,
it.
well, hold on. What was Lulu? What were you saying?
I said Musk is a visionary that applied
Yeah,
his vision into
yeah,
the real world.
yeah,
So it's not he's not necessarily a scientist, but he can see a vision to reach where he needs, and he knows how to leverage
yeah.
the people around
So
him to
say,
help him get there.
He's a
here's another.
catalyzer. He
Yeah, right.
catalyzes technologies that that has potential, like AI or rockets or
Right.
batteries for electric cars, and
Yeah.
he's a good catalyzer to speed things up.
Right. Well,
Another
and as Lulu said, a visionary, right? He is good that way, and that he's trying to envision a better world, it seems.
Yeah, he's not a
another
mean person also because he helped the people in Texas with the flood as well. So he's a very kind person. He's
another
not like
another
Bill
Uh,
good
Gates.
he's
another
got
good
a
Sorry.
lot of
visionary.
those kind of programs to help out
Can you
people.
guys
Like
hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sorry.
Okay.
Mike, I can hear you.
I'm just trying to say something here. Another guy would be a prime example would be Steve Jobs. All right,
Yeah, well,
he was a very good
of course.
visionary. He was a very good visionary, but he was not an engineer. He had Steve Wozniak.
Yeah.
He was the guy who made
Yes.
Apple what it was. All right.
But it takes a
So
team, is what it's up. Like,
right,
you know what I
right,
mean? It's the
right.
team that did it, though.
And
He
Steve
couldn't have
Jobs
done
was
it without Wozniak if he didn't
yeah.
have him.
Oh, if he
You
didn't have
know,
Wozniak, he wouldn't have had
that's what
anything.
I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know,
Because the engineer is the guy who's really the superstar, the guy who makes the stuff. Yeah, it's great to have a front man.
all right.
Like
What do you
Elon
think
Musk.
about Stephen Greer? Do you like Stephen Greer?
I have mixed
Yes
emotions
and
about
no,
him.
right?
Yeah.
I want to get down to this, please, on
Okay.
this episode.
Okay. What he's trying to do with the alien stuff, I really personally myself, I don't really care about the alien element to what he's doing. But when it comes to the technology part, sometimes he's
Hmm.
saying stuff is not correct. Right? He's not giving real correct information on, say, the free energy stuff and whatever. And the
But
alien
we
stuff,
we can help him with that, right? If he were to be like, yeah, you guys explain this, because he's a doctor, he's not a physicist. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
exactly.
he has to stay within
hey,
mainstream parameters as well to
He doesn't know our lingo. You know what I mean? It'd be like me trying to go to a brain surgeon and be like, you should dissect that organ that looks like a almond in half. I don't know what I'm. You know what I
I
mean?
agree with His Highness. And yeah, it's that he's getting stuff out there. There's questions on like what he started in regards to free energy that it was over a
He's
decade
offering
ago.
$1 million and protection. He's
Well,
offering a
he's
million
been saying
dollars
that for 10 years, though,
and
right? And that he
yes,
was
but it
showing
takes
other groups.
us.
Hold on, Jarvis. It's
But
that
why not?
he's
Why
been
don't
saying
we
this
try to
for
do
10
it though?
years, and where are the results? And how
We could
come,
do it.
Well,
I'm
how come
saying
others
like
haven't? Is it a honey trap, is what
no,
I'm saying.
because we can do it. Like yeah, it's probably,
Obviously,
but
we
we
can.
can call it out just by trying. We make it public and be like, hey, Stephen Greer, if you're true, we got the ability to do what you want to do. You know what I mean? If he
So,
could
so
give
hold
us
on.
security.
Let me ask you this: has he done anything to change the landscape of anything besides say words? Because I haven't
Who else
seen
is
anything. I
who
haven't
else
seen
is
any
giving?
invention come out. I haven't seen anything that got
I
disclosed out
know,
there. That's a
Exactly my point.
military unit of any
because we're
kind.
the ones that are
Nothing.
doing it. Nobody else
Jarvis,
is doing
No,
it.
no, no.
no,
What I'm
Jarvis,
saying
this
is
might
he's
be the
Mr.
house.
Disclosure, but he's disclosed jack shit.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Because
Nathan.
there's
Exactly. There's a
not
lot of
there's not
questions.
there's not a group that's willing to say, hey, we'll call you out. You really want to go $1 million in security? We have you. You know what I mean? We could do that, dude. You know what
Well,
I
I don't
mean?
want to do
Just
that.
call
I
them
don't want
out.
to have anything to do with the guy. I'm just telling you, when he comes out here and says, "Hey, I'm disclosing everything," and then discloses nothing, it doesn't help. Okay, it's
I,
worthless.
I don't see where he's gone anywhere with this. It hasn't changed anything.
That's what I
You know,
mean.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It
but
could be a
but
honey trap. Like,
we
that's what we're
yeah, it
saying.
could be. If it's a honey trap, we'll disclose it because we go to him and be like, hey, we have what you want.
Jarvis, if
If
it's
it's a
a honey
honey
trap,
trap,
you're trapped once you're in, and there's no exposing anything. Like, you're trapped.
yeah.
You've
I
been
don't think
trapped.
you
You've
under.
been
I'm
taken.
saying as a group, and we're like, hey, you think it's a like a honey trap will be disclosed by chat. Chat's so smart. It's going to be disclosed by this group because this group's so smart. And if we come to Greer as a group and be like, hey, if you want to give us $1 million in security, because some of this stuff I'm afraid to disclose. I mean, I know I can disclose some things, but I've seen
No,
people get killed for doing that. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
That's
So
why
Yep.
you can't spill your beans all the time. And same with me.
yes,
We've
I
had
that's what I'm saying.
conversations.
So Stephen Greer, we're here. You know what I mean? If you
I,
guys
I'm,
are afraid of
I'm
that,
out on that one, dude. I'm telling you that right
all
now.
right. I'm
I,
just
I,
saying,
I
dude.
agree.
I'm out on
What?
I
that.
agree
How
with
do you
you.
do it? How do you do it? How do you do it?
The way we're doing it, slow, open source, forced disclosure. It's the only way.
We don't need
And
Stephen Greer. I agree, but
exactly.
hey, we can call him out though. We could say, hey, if you're real, give us money and give
Well,
us security.
I
Okay,
don't
hold on.
see.
Just understand there's going to become a time where you have inventions out there by all of us where you can't ignore it. And at that point, we can get out there and do all the disclosure we want. I don't need somebody that's in it and doing in any kind of securities that deals in any kind of government organization. I don't want any part of it. I don't want them to get my name on a list that gets me banned from an airplane. Okay.
Yeah, it's
No,
not.
thank you. Keep me away from
But you
all of it.
you have to
I'll
have
disclose
some
my
sort
own
of
stuff on my
legal
own.
you have to have some sort of legal backing to be able, like Sean is able to talk about his Rice Krispie treats because we have legal backing. And I hate that people are like, you can't rely on patents. Like, honestly, Tesla had over 300 patents. Shut up. I mean, he didn't do
And
it for the money.
it,
You guys
it
get that.
might.
He's doing it for the record. He's doing it for you, and you're not even getting it. The reason we can talk about it is because we have legal backing. And I know China's going to take it anyways. China fucking they'll take it. But
Man, you missed the point.
it's the discussion. It's the
No, no, no. You know what it is I was trying to tell you something very simple. If you want to go into it and teach it as a small thing where you don't go into anything that you can't disclose, then do that. If you are trying to go into it and say, hey, I got this over here, I'm jingling a little bell, but I can't show you what the bell is, okay? Then that's a problem.
we've been open though. Me and
Stop.
Sean have been
It does not give a
open.
good experience for the watching person on YouTube. They want to see a project start to finish, okay?
Yeah.
They want to see the
I
things work
agree.
out. They do not want the jingly bell and let me put it behind the scenes and not show anybody. That's what
Trust
I'm
me,
trying to
this
tell you.
patent is only the
What you
worst
hold
that
on,
I've thought of.
what you disclose, I don't personally care. Disclose it all, disclose none of it. Okay. I was trying to tell you about the user experience from YouTube. The people who watch want to see from start to finish how to
Yeah,
build it. If you want to build
absolutely.
the first generation electric, go
I
ahead and show
get
them.
you.
If you want the
I
second, do
get you.
the second. So you want to save the
Yeah.
third for your patent, save the third. I don't care. Just
Yes,
make it
but
good.
I feel we can do that because we have a provisional patent.
We
That's
can
what
do
But
gives
that
us
whatever
the
we set our
secure.
minds to.
but that's
Yeah,
fine.
but
Then do that. then do the sections you want to do it. That's all I'm saying.
And all I want to tell people viewing is you shouldn't shun patents. Like you can spend $65 and get a provisional patent. It'll give you a year to do what me and Sean are doing, to disclose all this, because we have other patents that are just going to blow it out of the water. This is like a freebie. You know what I mean? And I don't
But
know
that's
how
not the
else
way
to
you were presenting it when you first came on. The way
Yeah,
you
it
first
was.
came on, it was, hey, let me hide this a little bit because I got my
No,
family and I want to make money and this. And then
no, no,
now you're
no.
like, this is a freebie.
When I hide
You
it,
got
it's
two
because
different ends of it, man.
there's an NDA. Okay, if somebody signs an NDA with me, I can't like I'll. It's hard for me
Exactly,
when
Jarvis.
like
You're still under NDA. That's not open source. That's only half. Come
Who
on, man.
cares? Who cares if you're
But
under
what
under
I
an NDA? Who
discuss, I
cares?
discuss from my mind. But what I can't discuss is because I'm under the NDA. But I
Who
I
cares if
discuss
you're
enough from
under
my
the
mind. I
NDA?
discuss enough from my mind to give it out. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
do. So
And if NDAs, like whatever you're gonna uh, 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 like benefit from this is worth more than the NDA. And if this is new science, it's breaking the rules.
no
So
trust. If I break
care.
an NDA, I lose my trust.
Well, and
I want people
legality, but we're not asking you to break your NDA.
not even
Let's hold on. Just pause.
legality
Just
is the
pause,
second.
Jarvis. Just
Trust to
pause.
me, I want to be a man of my word. Trust to me is more important than the legal issues. Okay, if I say something, I put and me and Sean put our
All right. Well, say what you can. Give the audience the new technology that you're allowed to from your mind right now.
There you
Teach
go.
us about the electrodes.
John does that every time he comes on. He what he can, and that's it. And then he says no more. You know what I mean? He doesn't even go into the third generation you guys are working on. He just sticks with the first and the second, and we're all happy with that. You know what I mean?
The thing is too, like say like the example with my
You
Renegade.
know, I'm in the
I've just
works of making it.
hold on, Jarvis,
Sorry,
hold on a
yeah,
sec.
sorry, sorry.
I've disclosed pretty much everything I can on the Renegade device and how it works. But the thing is, people have turned on deaf ears. I don't see anybody trying to replicate what I've done. I haven't seen one guy out there try putting a transducer into the circuit with the spark gap switch. Everybody's still fixated on the MOSFETs, right? It's out there. I've totally disclosed. Even on Nathan's show, I did a whole presentation
The
on
great
the
one.
Renegade. And
Yeah, it's
do I
good.
see anybody trying to replicate it? No, everybody's stuck doing the old way. They're stuck in the rut and they're following the rest of the herd. Try seeing somebody else that's out there that did something kind of different, and then try to embrace that different idea and try to implement it into the project that you're using. That might be the one component or one key factor that makes your technology go sky high, right? But
Yes, if
I
I
just
may
see every.
say, yeah, and it's tough. Like I don't mean to cut people off, but if I have a personal conversation, I can't disclose what I had a personal conversation about. But my thinking goes outside of those that I can talk about, and I'm making a video about that. And honestly, this right here, if you just got this, you probably understand a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, please explain. Do go in. Tell us what you can.
Can I? Y'all want to go?
Yes,
I mean, I'm
please.
just saying.
Absolutely. This is League of
I
Extraordinary
can go all
Inventors.
day,
Share what you
man.
can. Tell us what you're
Okay,
holding.
it's heavy. You see the? All right, this is
you can
the
put it on the
current
table if you
collector.
want. Put it on the table. You got a pretty
Let me
wide
see.
angle there.
Hold
You get
on
a
one
pretty wide
second.
angle. Maybe move your mic over to the side or whatever.
Kinda.
Beautiful.
You
Perfect.
This is concrete, and this magnet is face say south, and this magnet is embedded in concrete facing north. And Faraday had a homopolar. This is a bipolar. And you can use anything that's conductive as a fluid, liquid metals, electrolytes. But you basically spin a vortex, and this magnetic field in this jug is going to have a centripetal force because of the Lorentz force if you study that. If you don't study that, you won't know what I'm saying. But basically, if you study the Lorentz force, one jug will have a centripetal, and then the other jug will have a centrifugal force that goes on as these two drills spin it. And the vortex is cool because you get a higher speed at the middle of the vortex compared to a solid disk. The solid disk is going to have the highest speed on the outside, but a vortex like Schauberger,
Yeah.
So, and this is just something I give away. Like I'm saying,
This one's
not,
this is a constant current machine, right?
People think I'm in it for the money. I'm not in it for the money. Yeah, this is a huge current generator.
So how many amps have you got out of that device?
I can't talk about it further.
Just a number. Just a number.
I
How
can't.
many amps?
Fair. Share what
So
you can.
that's
You understand what you can.
that's to generate power, or
Well,
it's a constant current
when
generator.
and I
It's
call it a
it's like
hybrid
the
generator. I
or
call it
like
a hybrid
yeah,
generator. When you mix it with this, and I talked on to Old Man Bills for my first disclosure. When you
Yes, you did.
tie this into this, I call it a hybrid generator, where you can get any voltage you want and any current you want, as long as you know how to combine them.
What, you gonna tell us how to combine them right now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have NDA. I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, that's the part you can't tell us. Okay.
There's
Yes.
requests in the chat, Jarvis, for you to blink how many amps. Just blink how many amps.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'll say Mike Faird, or
Yeah.
Mike. What would you estimate? And I'll tell you if it's high or low.
Okay. Based on what I've worked with on my device, I was getting up to 30 amps. I would say you're right in that ballpark.
At least 30 amps.
Yeah. I'd say you're in
All
that
right.
ballpark. 30 to 50 amps.
And then imagine if you can get any voltage you want with any current you want. You know, like if I use mercury, of course I'll have a higher amperage because it's a liquid metal, but it's dangerous to work with mercury. I honestly, what I do, I can only say so much, but let me say this because I talked to you about this already, Michael. Say there's an alkaline solution of an electrolyte and an acid solution of an electrolyte. Without even spinning these motors, there's over a volt of potential between them.
Mm-hmm. Right
there. Ooh, giving away some of my secrets now.
This is what I'm saying. Like, we're disclosing it, and I've heard so many ideas from other people, and I just say, that's awesome, that's rad, that I've already thought about. And I sound like an asshole when I say I've been thinking about this for 10 years. I've thought about some of these things and want to give it away. Some people thought about the same things I have, and I'm just like, that's awesome. That, I just want people to get that, like, maybe we're designing generators the wrong way. Like, this looks like a funky generator. The motors are really just spinning it. You know what I mean? The motors aren't generating in a way. It's just mimicking, say, the north and south side of the earth, right? It's spinning the same way, but the magnetic field is oriented like that. So you're basically spinning the earth. It's a mimic. It's a mimic of what the earth is doing. And we got like, what, 70% ocean? salt water.
23, I
Yeah.
think.
That's
Or
what I'm
something.
trying to. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's that easy. The
Yeah.
Earth does it. The Earth, and see, this is when I start making videos. Though, like, the only side effect is you'll have less lightning.
There's a couple questions. What type of concrete and what type of batteries did you use? Or magnets, sorry. Magnets and concrete types, if you're able to answer.
The magnets are speaker magnets in here, and in the center, I have two carbon rods to pick up the current. So you have like uh, a
Yeah.
and then in the middle, I have a carbon, like literally a carbon rod. And even even instead of a alkaline and acid, I can do an alkaline and acid slurry where I purposefully put some carbon in there to spin, or like Victor Schallberger, I could put some sand in there to spin.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
I can expand on this, not to step on your NDAs or your what you have going with this. But back in World War II, John Bedini had the opportunity of seeing some of the old surplus from Nazi Germany, and he said they had these batteries that had handles on them. They go, "What the heck's the handle for?" And he goes,
yeah,
apparently
Mercury,
there was
bro.
it's mercury
Mercury
inside the
was doing some
battery.
crazy shit.
So he would spin the handle a couple of times, stir up
Yeah,
all the mercury inside, and boom, the battery came right back to life, and it's been sitting
bro.
for 50 years.
Did you see? Did you see? I sent it to Joe. It was like this guy, and it was dang, Heliarch. Heliarch posted it. It was a video
Okay.
where this guy took two rods and ran a light bulb across just two rods sitting there, solid state.
Oh,
Did
I
you
think
see
I know
that?
which one. I think, yeah, I did see that.
The red
Yeah.
mercury one or different?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I seen that about 2 weeks ago. I watched that. Yeah,
It.
that really was
I
like,
at
what?
Joe. Joe tried to find it. He couldn't find it. Like I
Pulled it
told him,
off?
like, dude,
He pulled it
yeah, and
off?
I was lucky. I had to
What?
download it. Yeah, I had to download it to keep it. And I knew it. As soon as Heliarch posted, I was like, dude, yeah, this is something you need to download. Like, for real. Old Man
I
Bills,
think it's
dude.
still on Instagram and TikTok. I saw it recently, but I know exactly the one you're talking about. It's been out there for a few years, but it's hard to find on
Yeah,
YouTube these
it
days.
is. Yeah, it's very hard to find. Joe tried. You know what I mean? We talked about it. I sent it to him. But electrics are not the end all be all. They're not it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like Sean, I love him. He's my brother. If it weren't for Sean, I would have already ripped it and gone to the next one because I'm ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Right on, man.
That's
I'd
some
like
pretty
to
cool
see that.
devices.
Like to see that trick of combining those when you get past your NDA on it.
Yeah. You'll be one of the first I tell you about it. And it sucks, man. I hate doing that. I really do, but
No,
you
it's
have to
cool.
be a trust, like as a man, trust is the biggest thing to me. I just want to trust. And I can't trust somebody that discloses something and I tell them I'm not going to do that either, you know. uh, Even though I want to, but I can't right now. But there will be a time where I will and be like, I'm
Yeah,
good.
fair enough. We appreciate you sharing what you can. People are asking viewers if you can possibly do more of a close up on your build there, and another person just joining asking exactly
Let me
what's in the
see.
jar.
Let me see if I can try this one. Hold up. Uh, mm.
Very nice.
Oh, there's a whole thing under that too. Look at that. Let me see that.
Awesome.
You know what that kind of
Oh,
looks
look
like?
at I
You,
see you got many
you know what?
dynamics in that. I see
I
what's
You know what
going
that?
on.
You know what that reminds me
I
of?
do
Here,
want to say one thing to you,
hold on.
Bernie. Do you notice this short circuit bar right here? Hold on, let me see if I can do it. You notice how it short circuits
I
in the
do.
back?
I saw that
Okay.
immediately there. I was like, ooh, I see what you doing.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
I
you,
know what
brother.
he's doing. I know what he's doing with it. What was I going to say? That reminds me of the original Faraday motor. If you look
Yeah,
at
it is, but it's
the
like I
archives,
said, it's not homo. It's
no,
not
no,
homo.
no, no. But the setup is very
It's like
similar
my
to the original.
Yeah,
it's not homo, it's like my ex
All right,
girlfriend
this
is
no
is all right.
bipolar.
This is a
It's a
family
straight
show.
version.
no.
This is a
This
family
is
show.
literally Tesla's. This is literally Tesla's patent, but he used a conductive disc, and I'm just using fluid that's conductive.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
literally it's literally Tesla's patent. Tesla is called a Tesla dynamo, and I can send it, and you can put it in the description if I send it after this. It's literally a Tesla dynamo, but the homopolar generator is Faraday, and it's one disc spinning. This is acting like the Earth. I like to think how the Earth does it. You know what I mean?
And just to answer a question, those are drills on top, correct? To spin and
Yeah,
rotate
just as
power drills?
motors to, yeah, just to make the vortex. You know what I mean? The motors are used
Absolutely.
in a unique way. Most people think of generators like the design is what I'm trying to say. The design is not literally steam turning a turbine and doing what we're doing. Like the motors are just there to produce a vortex. You know, they're kind of like they're not they're important, but they're like not like as important as conventional electrical power generation.
Appreciate you sharing what you can.
Thank you.
No, we need to eliminate you.
That happens every time. Look, honestly, hey, honestly, you'll
Remember I
probably hear
said
in the
I
news. You'll probably
remember
hear in the news that I had a heart
I,
attack or stroke or something.
hey, remember I
But
said I
hey,
liked you and I killed you last? I lied.
and I just told you I was in the Navy. I could hook you up, Phil. Jeez.
oh man, that'd be bad because they'd have to interview us for like what he said last, and we'd have to tell him he was talking about some homo pole. Is what he was doing. We'd screw it all up
That's
for you
it.
on the news, so it'd be
No
completely
homo.
wrong.
No homo.
That's the wrong binary. No.
So you had a bipolar dude with some homo pole, and we didn't get it very much. He couldn't tell us anything. He had an NDA. Then we were blocked from access. So that's what we took away from it. And then people would be all shocked on the news, like, what are these guys talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, if I could
Oh my god.
disclose everything, it would be so rad, but I can't.
Oh, I love it.
There we are, going off the rails again. They'll make some good
Going off
YouTube
the
shorts.
rails on a crazy train.
Oh, nice
And
singing.
going
Okay.
off the
We heard that
rails
high
in a
note. We know what's
crazy
going on.
train.
Full scale.
No,
Green, take it down. We're about to see some homo pole going on.
runaway train on a long way track. You remember that
This
song?
is not even it either, though, is what I'm getting at. Like,
It didn't even
if I
fill up with
tell
liquid
you
yet.
if I tell you what you should focus on, it would really be Sparky Sweet.
It'd be what?
Sparky Sweet.
I keep hearing Frosty Freeze. My hearing is not so good.
Sparky Sweet.
Oh, Sparky Sweet. Yes, yes. We would have to get some better magnets.
You know, somebody actually pop fired on him. He was walking down the stairs and accidentally tripped down the stairs, and there was a shot that was fired that missed him because he tripped down the stairs. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
That's true. That's a true story.
Who's that?
Like, people don't understand, even disclosing this stuff is dangerous. You know what I mean? That's Sparky Sweet. Yeah. He was walking down his stairs. He was walking down his stairs and tripped. And there was a sniper that fired and missed him because he tripped.
Yep.
Because he disclosed something?
Yeah, I knew, Mike, you know that's real, right?
Yep. So hold on. Sparky Sweet had the razor blade that he put on one of the magnet, and it was doing like this. So it was creating an oscillation for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he had
a self-oscillating magnet.
There you go.
Yeah. He was like an expert transformer maker.
Yeah, he was a protege to Daniel Crone. And if you know who Daniel Crone is, he was,
negative resistance.
Negative resistor. He was a big-time engineer for GE, and Sparky Sweet was protege to him. So,
yeah. That's the real deal. If you really want to know.
Even Trump stopped, kind of slowed down going against the deep state. You know, he doesn't want to talk about Epstein or all these files anymore. All of a sudden, so
I wonder why.
Yeah,
they already. Well, we won't get into that. That's politics, but
I don't like politics. No politics, please.
No, not on this show. Sometimes we go off the rail on it, but I'd rather stay away from that. If it's related to the free energy thing, okay, but you know what I mean.
All right, so Testatica, you've heard of that, right?
Heard it from somewhere.
Yes,
I know you have.
I have. It's basically like the Wilmhurst generator in the back, but it has much better cans.
Yeah.
Or
what if you combine
generators on them that change the fields? Yes.
What if you combine that with this? You know? What if you combine a high voltage generator with this? And it doesn't even look like a conventional generator. I mean, geez, a Wimshurst machine looks like it's kind of steampunky. You know?
I've always liked those.
It looks like steampunky.
Oh, yeah. It is steampunk.
But like, who would say that? Who would say that this combination could power a community? You know, that's
yeah. But hold on.
Maybe.
You have no current value, so you have to build the meg with it, along with the correct capacitor banks, because those aren't it. And in order to build that device,
the current is this. The current is this.
Yeah.
Well, I understand. I'm just saying that they use magnets in a oh no, I forgot the word. But they use magnets in there in order between the two bars in order to get it to work. It was the meg. They built the meg to it. That was the original design. That's different design.
All you have to do is spin magnets.
Different.
All you have to do is spin magnets, and you get current.
I'm saying, anybody that doesn't think free energy is real, atoms spin for free all the time. I don't know if it's not free, but it's free enough for me. Everything around me spins.
Even if there's no free energy, there's a lot of
Jarvis. That's just the moonshine, brother. That's just the moonshine.
Even if there's no free energy, there's a lot of ambient energy we can harness,
Yeah, all you have to do is pay for the switching. That's all you need. The energy's already
That's
there.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, there was another guy
I don't know how much I had to pay
motor.
to be born by my mother. Like, I don't remember having to lay down any bill. I
built the end machine and it works really good.
Okay, hold on. There was another guy that
free
built a
energy
motor,
real,
and then he
realized.
Come on, Jarvis. He used mercury in order as his pickup for it. Yeah, so he was picking up the amps in the mercury.
Yeah, Bruce De Palma.
There you go, Bruce De Palma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that machine was over Unity.
Yeah, that was putting out
Yeah, this
2,500
is similar.
amps at 60 volts DC.
There you go.
60,
This is
60
like
volts DC at 2,500 amps. What is that? Hold on.
I can't say anything
I'm going to
anyways.
work out the
I'm just
watts.
gonna shut up. I probably should just shut up anyways.
Hey, sharing's caring.
Don't smoke too much, or you're gonna
So-
slip
so-
your secrets out.
So
Can you hear me?
Bruce De Palma's machine was putting out 150,000 watts.
Yes, we can, Lulu.
So,
Yeah, it's that mercury, man. That stuff is different, and it'd be nice to work with. It's just kind of dangerous. You know what I mean? When you put a lot of voltage in it for the average guy like me in my garage and my kids.
Yeah.
You're much better in the lab.
Yeah, he made special, slip rings and galleries. So when they poured the mercury in, the mercury would go all the way around that slip ring. So to get a frictionless connection between the magnets,
Mhm.
that's what he used is the mercury. And there's no friction there. So he was able to spin it at a very, very high RPM and get 2,500 amps coming out. That's a lot of juice. You should have seen the bus bar this guy had to make for a load. It was insane. It was a giant rack, and he had like 2-gauge wiring just going crisscross, crisscross, crisscross all the way around. Huge
Yeah.
friggin' bus. Yeah. So it's 150,000 watts he was putting out.
But it's impressive because he was doing it in amps, and all you had to do if he's in DC is change the frequency.
Yep. Well, he was getting 60 volts DC, so you could modulate that into AC, and there you go. But, like the generator he makes, if you make it at a small scale like I did, I was getting 30 amps at about 100 millivolts. See, the voltage is very low. But if I had a bigger diameter.
What if I
wheel-
told you just by using an alkaline and an acid, I can get over 1 volt, and you know that?
I 100%
as-
fully agree.
as-
That's facts.
Yeah. I've done it with another material and it works too. And I think Jarvis might know what I'm talking about.
I do, but you're also under NDA, so
Yep.
everyone will have
Jarvis,
to
if you
tune
were to
into
draw the
my
field-
show. Oops, sorry, Lulu.
I was asking Jarvis, if you were to draw the field, the magnetic field that it's generating, how would it look like? And does it have motion if it was in free space, like 0G?
Okay, so I literally have a magnet here and here, but they're opposite polarity. Okay.
I understand that, but how would you draw the rotation from one to the other? You're going to have an interference.
Yeah, look. See this? This literally shorts the 2 jugs, okay? In one jug, with the Lorentz force, I can focus a vortex to the middle, and I can vortex it to the outside of this jug. So on this jug, it goes towards the middle. On this jug, it goes to the outside and goes through this conductive path back to this. So whatever I connect on the output, it's going to be a high current.
Is the metallic thing that where it's jumping current?
Yeah, it's a short between the jugs. This right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a short. Like, so this jug, whenever you make a vortex of a conductive fluid and it comes through this one, it shorts out to back to this one, but the output is high current because it's a low resistance path with this short. You have to have this short for a low resistance.
Okay, I got that part. Like, so it cycles somehow. Uh, does it have motion? If it was against, would it like, or is it just going to be a state? Let's just say, imagine this was in a bubble casing in space, and you turn it on. What does it do?
Well, it's a high current generator, so if you had some like cold conductor, you can probably produce some pretty huge magnetic fields. But this is the other side of the coin that me and Sean are working on. We're working on the electric, and it combined with the system like this will make it easier, more compact. The power density will be higher when we get electrics. But literally electrics don't even exist. And you can ask an engineer and you can feel smarter. Just be like, do you know what an electret is? They'll be like, what? Nobody knows what an electret is. It's in its infancy. But it's important to get to technology that's really going to get us to the next level. We're just focused on the magnetic field, and it's only the tip of the iceberg.
I got a question for you guys. Anybody who can answer it. I asked Mike already, but just want a second opinion. Remember my vortex experiment where I have two electrodes and a current that moves gallium inside it. I was wondering if it's possible to loop back the same current on the same device multiple times to use as, because I know direct current can be added in series, but I'm kind of wondering if you could reuse the same current on the same device, like a loop back. Do you know what I mean? Is that possible?
I think so, yeah. Actually, Bruce De Palma kind of experimentally showed that, in my opinion.
No, yeah.
Well, you have to loop it back to the battery, right? You're putting it out, and then you got to loop it back.
Phil, were you wanting to show that
need
video?
a battery. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
With this system, you don't need a battery. It reminds me of like Back from the Future. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he's taking it out of the battery, right? And you're putting it right into the device. That's what you're doing now.
If you're using a battery, yes, but you don't need a battery with this type of system.
Well, where did you create the original current from?
This.
Oh, you're talking about your device. Yeah, you wouldn't need it there. No, the different device.
The other device, you would need it in conjunction with the other circle device.
I thought Phil was saying, can you take the existing device and loop it?
Yeah, with this, you would have as much current as you've ever wanted. You know what I mean? It's like current.
Because you're creating it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you literally got all the current you want.
I would take two batteries and drive it and run it into the other one and let it load back to the other one and go back and forth on it. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like equalizing your battery out, but you're going to run it through this machine.
That's been done by Bearden, though. It's been done by a lot of people.
Phil's asking on his machine, is there a way you can do it where he loops the current? That's what he was asking. Yeah. Based on what he already has set up.
This
is not what you have set up. Not what you have set up. What he has set up.
With batteries, I can do it too, but I would do it a different way.
Okay, you're not hearing what's going on. In Phil's system, the current way he has it set up, what can he do to it in order to make it circulate the current? Okay, the same current. Not anybody else's setup. What's an easy fix to do that?
What do you think?
Well, I just said you run two batteries like it's a diesel truck, and you're putting one to the next, and you're running the circular current in the center. Okay.
And
you're charging and discharging and charging.
Did that. Yeah, Bendini did that, though. You know what I mean?
I realized that.
Benitez too. Benitez is really the first person to do that.
Jesus Christ, man! Listen, he's asking in his system, how does he do it? I'm telling you how he did it. Of course, Bendini did it. That's how we all know it did it, right? But that's all Phil was asking. We're not trying to invent the world here. We're just trying to figure out a way to make it so he can get what he asked for.
I
Okay,
agree.
so it is possible.
Yes.
Cool. Interesting.
It's like when your battery dies and you want to see if there's any charge left in it. You connect them one to the next, right? Just like you would in an RV or a diesel, and
The
it'll
Tesla
regenerate
switch.
that battery enough for you to charge it again.
The Tesla
It's an
switch.
equalization. Go ahead,
But
Mike.
I guess I need some sort of diode to make sure the current goes one way only.
I don't think you're gonna get a diode like that.
Well, I would say,
Like a,
think of a refrigerator system. Okay, sometimes the check valve's necessary to make it one way, but whenever it expands, you actually absorb heat from the environment and you gain energy on that process. So check valves, diodes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Lulu, what were you saying?
I was thinking like if it's like a reservoir. If one empties, so like it levels them out, and it just if it like jumps the current, that's like bypassing time, because each one is an amount of time, regardless of what we call that energy, current, voltage. It's a time, but if it's so it's like
I would say, I think what you're getting at, I call it slew rate. It's a rate of change, and a lot of people say frequency, but it's not the frequency. The rate of change is like if I had a slow build up and then a quick release. It's like me with a slingshot, like going like slow build up and quick release. And if I quickly set the slingshot and quickly released it, it would be the same in and out. But because I took time to set the slingshot, I get more power out just because I took more time to pull the rubber band back.
Yeah, the potential energy.
It's really that easy. You know what I mean? It's not like frequency matters, yes, but the rate of change, and I showed this. Tesla even said, if you think the frequency is the most important, you're wrong. It's the rate of change. And I put that in my video and I can show you, but even Tesla on his birthday, he said it's not the frequency, it's the rate of change.
Guys, check this out for a sec. Can you see my screen?
Ooh, is that your water device?
Yeah.
Really mute it, Mike, for the sounds.
What's that?
Don't want to copyright. Right.
Yeah. I like the music though.
Yeah, I did too.
So it's infusing the hydrogen.
Maybe I should play the guitar for us.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
That's pretty.
Yep. And it's got three different modes. One that just does hydrogen, and then the other one does this one, the spinning and the hydrogen, and then it's also got a cleaning mode as well. And at the bottom, there's a filter, a calcium filter. So if you have like hard water, this will get rid of the hard water. And you should see the water difference. The texture of the water is really cool. It's basically what my previous machines have done. It makes it like heavy water, because this one will infuse about 770 parts per billion with hydrogen into the water. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. They got it on Amazon, $189 Canadian.
That look cool. I liked it.
Yeah. So I've bottled a bunch of water up, keep it in the fridge, nice and cold, filtered, ready to go.
And what's I mean, you're infusing hydrogen into it, so
Yeah, it's a
you
high.
mix.
It increases the hydrogen content in the drinking water as well as purifying it. It's got the calcium filter in it, so it takes
Oh,
if you
okay,
got
so
hard.
the water is better to drink.
It's a lot
Oh,
better.
okay, interesting.
Is that
But
called
then you become a time bomb if you fill yourself with hydrogen. You become a time bomb.
Maybe you would need a lot of it though. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for the tip there, Calix. Yep.
um, so yeah,
I would
but
show more of the
sorry.
I would show more of the hydrogen water structuring. I would show that stuff on Patreon because I don't want to violate any of the health FDA bullshit.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more information, if you're a Patreon with my Patreon account, you can ask all the questions you want on that. I'm very knowledgeable in the structured water. So
You already at the bottom of the barrel right now with the shadow banning stuff.
yeah, well, I've done some changes to the configurations on my YouTube channel. I kind of tweaked some of the settings in it. So my impressions this month are up 140% from the previous month. So I'm sitting at about 80,000 impressions. So that's good. I'm getting
Yeah,
more visibility. So
yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike. You got 80,000 what now? Impression?
impressions, yeah, yeah. So my goal is to get at least 100,000 or better.
So yeah, man, that's Energy Friday. So it's a good way to start the discussion with the antimatter genesis. It just loops back in my head right now. While you guys are talking, I'm thinking about my mathematics in my head.
Nice.
And you're not falling asleep tonight, so that means you either had coffee or you had a Red Bull.
No, I didn't sleep either before the show, so I should be sleeping right now, but I'm not. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Phil's got mathematical sheep going on over his head.
Yeah,
Exactly.
counting sheep, he counts equations.
Phil?
Oh.
Phil,
May
look
I
what
say,
I found.
On new
I
headset.
I found this at, like, in between boxes that I got from my dad, and it's a brand new one, which you have on, but like it has the regular USB. I still need to I need the connection for my iPhone. Would be
Yeah,
cool.
Mine are Bluetooth. You have a
yeah.
Bluetooth
Mine's
connection.
Bluetooth.
Oh, this is
Mine's
even like
I
Bluetooth.
could have Bluetooth, but I'm using a wire.
I
this was
prefer the
like
wire, but
this was like a old school, still wire. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I got it from my father, so it has to be, like the classical way on everything, just in case. Yeah, I do the
Yeah.
wireless, but still have everything, the ones that are, real world connection, not just the,
Yeah.
the hypothetical connection. You know,
Yeah. I prefer wired connection because wireless they can be in, your data can be intercepted. Now,
yeah.
that's a good point.
like, did you know that the phone is the least secure way of communicating? Like, China can intercept
Sure did.
Yeah,
pretty much all phone connections
yeah.
from Canada.
And it kind of makes sense. I was listening to an old interview with Eric Dollar talking about radio, and the reason why they want to get rid of radio is the reason of this: they
Okay.
can't control it. You cannot control radio. Anybody
Yeah.
could have an FM or an AM transmitter. They could broadcast. Yeah, you'd be violating, FCC and CRTC radio laws. Yes, but the fact is, you could just set up a transmitter and you could start broadcasting, and they can't stop that. They have
Is
no
that why
control.
they got? Is that why they got rid of TVs with the antennas?
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, you could set up a TV transmitter and you could start broadcasting whatever the hell you want within, the proximity of what your transmitter can broadcast at. You could hijack everything.
What
Mm.
about long range walkie talkie?
Sure, yeah, you can do that too.
Okay.
They cannot control radio. That's why in Canada, I don't know if it's law now, but they've been working on getting rid of ham radio in Canada. It will be
Yeah, that's
illegal
what
to
I'm
have.
saying. They,
Yeah,
they already got rid of the TVs with antennas in
right.
Canada.
Mm.
So
No, they're still
they're
capable. They're still
Exactly.
capable. They're still
Yeah, not
capable of
cable though, but
receiving.
the radio, the old antenna
Yeah,
TVs, right? They don't
yeah,
signal broadcast anymore.
yeah.
But
yeah, they
wouldn't
don't
it
Some,
broadcast anymore.
like
yeah.
wouldn't that be like though an essential thing in case of something that happens in the world? You know, electrical grid
Yeah, I
fails.
know,
That
I
like
know.
Well,
wouldn't
that's
that
part of
be
the
just the basics of
that's part of the
emergency
techno
thing?
tyranny. That's part of the techno tyranny is to have total control over technology. Why do you think they got rid of Tesla? It's because he was coming out with the radio stuff. Marconi tried to steal it all, and they fought so long in court over radio, and eventually it was Nimitz, the guy Admiral Nimitz, at one point actually had radio banned in the United States. You cannot own or deploy any radio antenna. He
Mm.
was the one who lobbied or basically begged the government to put in the FCC. That's when the FCC was born, so they could have a governing body control radio,
Mm.
because they knew if you controlled radio, you can control mass media, right? TV was just coming out around that time, right? TV was still pretty much in its infancy, but radio, anybody could set up a radio transmitter with an antenna and broadcast.
Mm.
So that's why Admiral Nimitz, actually had it banned at one point. So at that time, to make, say, the vacuum tubes or any kind of radio device, it was all controlled by Radio Corporation of America. All right. So it was illegal to have it. You had to buy it or purchase that equipment through RCA, which ultimately Tesla was the one who created that company. So, yeah, and that's when the FCC came around and they had all these radio laws, and any kind of mass broadcasting, whether it was radio, TV, satellite, whatever,
Huh.
FCC has full control over that, rights and regulations to broadcast, right? So,
Do they monitor it though?
no, see, with radio, you can't. There's no control. Like the CB radio, the truckers, using CB, they want to get rid of that so bad. You don't have no
Yeah,
idea.
they're pushing for it big time. Exactly,
Yep.
and has to do with the pirate radio aspects of it.
Yep.
Sorry to
Watch.
interrupt.
That was a good movie, actually. It was on Netflix at one point. It was called Pirate Radio.
I remember.
Well, you guys remember the song "Convoy" with the rubber duck? I remember that one. Was that Smokey and the Bandit movie or something they came out with?
Could have been, yeah.
Or Convoy. Maybe it was just Convoy was the name. I'm sorry, a little old. Remember
That'll
that kind of
happen.
stuff.
Talking about old stuff, they're gonna have Billy the Kid 3 this year. Young Guns, actually. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
They got Young Guns 3 coming out?
Yeah.
There's another movie coming out that's supposed to be
Really?
good too. Shoot, what was it? There was one movie coming out. It's supposed to get released next year. What was it? I'm trying to remember. I'll try finding out before the end of the show.
I just saw an ad for the Enigma Machine movie, which probably came out a while back, but I wanted to watch that. It looked pretty interesting.
Another good movie. I think I mentioned it on the show before. Movie is called Nalmanac. It's about time travel.
Ooh, with the kids?
Yes. Yeah, the kids find the father's time machine in the basement. He passes away in a car accident. Yeah, watch that movie. It's really cool.
I'm gonna have to find that one too. I gotta start writing this stuff down.
Man, I feel like I've
Would
watched
would you guys
every
be
little
interested?
sci-fi movie, that I get them mixed up. Like, all right, I remember bits and pieces of each one, and they create like a new story on their own sometimes. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, like, have you seen, like, lately? A lot of them are very similar in ideas, but just different. But yeah.
Well, I just wanted to share this picture I have up here, which tying back to what Jarvis was talking about with having both an alkaline and an acid within the same reaction and getting the voltage out of the differential between the two charges. That's what
Some
happened
some
in my
some combinations can get two, but those are
right. And
like weird. Yeah.
yeah, it has to do
Thank
with
you.
the exclusion zones in structured water, the works of Jared
Flow
Polak.
battery.
And yeah, so what we're seeing here in this jar is the top is Cu3, I believe, or CuH3. So a copper trihydride. I always get those wrong, but a hydrogen compound, which is acidic. On the bottom part, you have copper oxide, which is the blue, and it is the alkaline aspects. And between the two, if you have insulated wires, one exposed in the top, one exposed to the bottom, you will get that voltage out of it as a structured water battery. So, yeah, just
Very nice.
water does
Would
it.
you would you want to join me on a alchemy session?
Absolutely. I believe that is long overdue, my friend.
Uh, we got to discuss it beforehand, though.
Oh, for sure. We
But
can
You're
definitely
gonna have
just
to sign an NDA before.
okay.
uh,
Oh, that's great.
no, honestly, like what happens between me and Bernie stays with me and Bernie. I don't need an NDA. I love Bernie. I trust Bernie, so I
Oh
don't
man.
like. I've yet to
Appreciate
really.
you too, though.
I'm just
But yes,
saying.
it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a
All right.
process. Trust is built, I
I
feel
would
it.
love to do an alchemy session with you, honestly, dude.
Long overdue. I agree, and we shall. And right, it's always because it's like alchemy. When you read the ancient texts, it always starts off with warnings that if you disclose to the public, the uninitiated, they promise you death. So it's like, hopefully, there's not
Well,
still around to kill us,
well,
but
you
we
you
gotta
did
let it
good calling let's say you know, you called them philosophical names, and if they don't delve into the literature, they wouldn't know what you were saying.
Yeah, very true.
You did so good. I'm proud of you, man.
So, in this reaction, showing right through the center of the triple copper coils, the oxidization happening basically, well, through the counter space point there and then flowing out. And you can see it coming from the first coil and then exploding out the third coil. So, triple electromagnetic fields definitely showing an increase in reaction and productivity in this process. And oops, sorry, went one picture too far. Here you can see some exclusion zones in this straight line there. And then that's when the top then started to turn into the hydrogen or hydride reaction, becoming acidic as the reaction goes on. And then the bottom continuing with the oxidization. And then this was later on after I stabilized it and it turned the bottom first neutral into the white, and then at the top you can see the orangish red of the hydride starting to form and a clear another exclusion zone here, here, and kind of up there. But how the charge separation and the alkaline acidity separations form as well is very fascinating within these reactions, and a key part when understanding galvanic cells, batteries, and how electrolysis and hydrogen production actually works. And now I got up some pictures of the monoatomics as well as the plasmid clusters where you see the purple. That was monoatomic gold and silver that was the white, pure white when I made it. Then I left it out the gold in the sun and it turned into the purple plasmid clusters. I left the silver out in the moon. It turned into the purple plasmid clusters. And self-organized and bonded into these clusters. These
Got a
jars.
question for you.
Yep.
Have you ever exposed it to ultraviolet lights?
I have yet to. I intend to, but the sun does have some UV, right? So one aspect, but no, I do need to do direct UV light and UV laser when working with it. And just one last point in regards to this, it's I had just poured the top portions of this water out into the gardens using these for experimenting with my agricultural alchemy series, where I was getting increased yields from it. And that's why it's fully mixed regularly. The monoatomics and plasmid clusters will be settled at the very bottom of the jar, and then 95% of the jar's water will be completely clear, and that is what is called ionic water, and that is where the monoatomic and plasmids, whether it's gold, silver, zinc, copper, whatever you have in there, redissolves into the water and into what is called the ionic state, where one of the valence shell electrons collapses and bonds in with the water. And that is the supposed magic fountain of youth water combination with these elements. And that essentially it still is monoatomic atoms that are bonded in this ionic state, and it's often mislabeled as colloidal water, specifically colloidal silver, with this ionic water, and that is incorrect. Colloidal waters actually refers to the nanosolids at the bottom, and that is something you do not want to consume, especially if it's in an oxide or hydride form. It is the ionic water that has the properties, and which I've been testing and proving with the gardening with the agricultural alchemy and the increased yield of the plants.
I can't wait till we have an alchemy session. It's going to be fun. At least you're going into the electroculture too. I think that's important.
Well, a little different than electroculture, but similar. And I suspect combining both processes should increase even more so the yields.
I suspect you're correct.
And then one last part in regards to electroculture, a lot of people are not aware that a key feature to make it work is when winding the wire, the copper coils, you have to do it in a counterclockwise fashion, or it won't really work. It's about the counterclockwise coils.
Hey, Bernie, when you say counterclockwise, is that one wire and then you're wrapping it counterclockwise around it, or?
Exactly. You're spinning your solenoid in a counterclockwise wrap, not a clockwise wrap. So the
And
inverse.
then you tell Sheila to play a chord through it.
That's definitely the next step of testing. I'm actually in discussions with her, and we'll be doing another episode soon.
Just
On,
saying.
on
Didn't,
that,
That
you're
is
didn't,
bang
didn't you
on with that.
be able to replicate gold at some point?
I do also have a bunch of tungsten electrodes and lead to work on that specific transmutation process, but it is rather dangerous as the lead in the nano states is extremely toxic and yeah,
X-rays as
so
well.
exactly.
That's
There's
what
a lot
that's
of dangers,
yeah.
So
Fleischmann and Pons, when they were doing their experiments back in 1991-92, they had a Geiger counter. They were looking for radioactivity. When they should have had was a detector for X-rays, which they had no idea. So every time they did the experiment, they're getting blasted with X-rays. Both of them died of cancer down the road. So when you're dealing with high voltage stuff like this, take the extra precaution. Find out if what the heck you're emitting, if it's nuclear related or if it's X-rays. I'd be having some lead shielding around your experiment. So just take
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's funny. Some people wouldn't realize that there's a real risk of that, and they'll try to get involved, and people are like, dude, just be careful, because there are a very large amount of risks if you don't.
Huge health risks. And
even like some of the Don Smith stuff, be careful. You know, you're dealing with high
Yes,
voltage arcs. You could
especially
be
Don Smith. Don
yeah.
Smith is like,
Well, what do you think he died
yeah.
from? He was getting fried. He was getting
Yes,
fried.
dude, he started fucking drooling,
Oh yeah, he had multiple
but he
strokes.
did it for us. He did it for us, though. I
Yeah,
love
but
Don Smith.
see that goes to show, as smart as he was, he didn't think about his health. What am I being
Yeah, no,
exposed
but
to?
he was a
Right?
pioneer. He
Sure,
may not have
sure.
known.
Same with Kenneth
and
Short.
so many are the
That's what I'm
pioneers, and
saying.
that's why
You
it
can
happens to
tell.
them. It also explains
Yes.
why a lot of ancient
Yes.
alchemists mysteriously died when working with
Yep.
this stuff too.
That's what
And
I'm
it's
saying.
the
You got to be
specific
careful.
reason why I have not done higher voltage, higher energy experiments and reactions because
doubt.
of these exact factors, and that I was specifically warned by Bob Grenier one of the first times I was talking to him about this,
Ooh.
about those side effects, and exactly that it is what harmed and killed Pons and Fleischmann. And
Yep.
it's like
Yes.
right there, there's
These
the
things we
evidence that
may
it
not
worked.
know. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is evidence in a bad way, Unfortunately, they didn't know the risk, but
Yeah.
they did it, and we know because they did it, so
Yeah,
they're
and
heroes.
that's part of the reason why I set up my lab in a storage container. You know, I had to get it out of the house because I knew I was going to be doing some stuff where I had to be careful, and I'm not willing to put my family at risk. Me, that's a
Absolutely.
different thing. I look at myself
Yes.
differently like that.
That's
But
what I'm saying. Don't
yeah,
jump into this unless you really get it, because it
yeah,
is dangerous.
yeah. Especially with
Yes.
the Don Smith
Listen
stuff,
to
you gotta be
Mike.
very, very careful.
Going outside, you can't go bad going outside, though. I'd like to go outside,
Yeah, yeah. And a
And in
steel.
Sometimes
your
just getting
trailer,
outside.
your metal container, the shipping container, that's essentially a giant Faraday cage for Faraday's
Yeah.
research.
Yeah, it
There you go.
is.
Love it.
Yeah, that's it. Box myself in. I'm going to do that experiment that guy did in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm going to try making it glow like the friggin' Northern Lights and, light up the whole park.
Oh,
Ooh.
you imagine if Mike gets the grounding wrong in there? His whole container goes active.
Yeah.
Just
And my
things
container
start turning
and
on
it,
everywhere.
well,
Container gone.
Okay.
The funny part
Mike,
is my container.
Mike, just tell me this,
hold
though.
on.
All right.
My
Sorry.
container where it's connected to about 10 other containers.
No.
Okay. So you can imagine if I light mine up, all the other 10 are going to light up as well.
But dude, let me ask you this: what if it's a blackout situation where the power grid goes out? Do you
Yeah.
really want to light your stuff up? You know what I
Good
mean?
question. Good question.
I mean,
Well,
Don't
he
do
would be
that.
the hero. He would be the
Don't
hero
do
who
that.
brought electricity. You know.
Well,
hey,
he could. Yeah, he could. I
I mean,
think Mike could. Yeah.
I could read the narrative. It would be like, our local hero with his great invention. He
Mike could.
like lit
He
up the
could.
city, saved the
He's
children,
like, dude,
like
y'all
makes
want
this
killed the
light?
sick.
make
You
the
know,
storage
I
container
can
light
give
up
you
like the
light.
aurora.
Like I
right?
think like if a blackout happens, I like to think about it. I really do. You know, I'm gonna make a series about it. But imagine right now, poof, all the power goes out. You know,
I wouldn't have a worry in the world. I got all my
I
power
wouldn't
units
either.
ready. I
I
got
would
my power
But
units.
but
I
but
would cry.
a lot of people would feel insecure, and we should teach them how to
Well,
feel
that's why I
secure
made
about that.
those videos on how to make those 2 kilowatt inverter
Yes,
systems to
yes,
mobile units.
yes,
You pick it up, throw it in the
yes.
back of your truck, and go. You got
Mm.
power on,
That's what that's what I'm
right?
trying to say though. Even in the worst case scenario, a grid down, if you listen to us, you're going to be a survival expert with energy. I mean, you know, uh, I know I sound silly about saying it. I bought
Well, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I remember all
I bought a
back to
shit ton. I
what
bought a
happened in
shit ton of
2003.
pennies. I bought. Oh my gosh! I had to bring
Remember?
a crate into the bank. And it's funny, but the reason is because I get copper and zinc. It's the
Yeah.
easiest way to get copper and zinc. And literally, you can just like take a penny and scrape it on your driveway
Don't
and
say
get to the
don't
zinc
say
level.
that. Like it's
And
don't.
you can make a
You're a patriot.
battery.
You're a patriot.
You can
You
make
can't
a battery
spend money.
between the copper penny and the zinc
You're a
penny.
patriot. You
You
Yeah.
can't
just
do
put
it.
some vinegar in the
Well,
middle.
you guys in the U.S. don't know Canada's got rid of the penny. We don't have the penny anymore. They
Yeah,
got
but
rid of
we
it.
do. So I'm using what I got. I'm
Well, we're
sorry
getting
if
rid
you
of the
don't have
penny
penny.
too.
Are
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Yeah,
but it makes it
ours has
more
been gone for
valuable.
over 10
You know what's
years.
funny? Okay, I actually
Oh, dude, he's
calculated
not
this.
showing the pennies again, is he? He got like
No,
he's got like a truckload of
no,
pennies
no,
over there.
no. But I'm saying it's literally free money because they stopped minting it. They
Mhm.
stopped. They stopped minting the pennies, so automatically the value is going to go up. And I bought this like 2 years ago. I don't want to say how much I bought, but I bought a hefty amount of
Oh,
pennies. And it sounded stupid at the time. Like, why are you buying this amount of pennies? I'm like, dude, because, dude, they're valuable. You can literally
He's
make a
got
battery
that
out of
copper
pennies.
and zinc collection.
Well,
If the grid went down, you can make a battery
I got a copper
at
plate about
least.
this big in my locker. No,
yeah. What's that big?
that big. Copper plate. It's about 12 and a half inches by 12 and a half inches by
Wow, that's big.
quarter-inch thick. The sucker weighs a ton.
That's huge.
Yeah, I got a nice piece of copper. And I could do some nice experiments with my plasma tube using that copper plate to store charge in it.
Oh, right
The
on.
vor
And
pile, the voltaic pile, the vor
oh,
pile of pennies and zinc. There we go.
it's gonna be the Faraday pile.
Yes.
And I got two 6061 plates about this. They're slightly bigger. I think they're 20 inches, 20 by 20. Two of them, 6061 aluminum. They're quarter-inch thick. Yeah, I got two big ones like that, and I could sandwich them in between the two copper plates, hook that up to my plasma tower, store all the charge in there, and just feed off those plates.
Very nice.
Oh, I
Oh,
got.
wow.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I got another wicked jolt. Stupid me.
Oh,
Stupid me. What I did
don't
was I was
do
playing
what
with the
Mike
class.
does. Don't do what Nathan does. You will get
I
shocked.
I
Competition
learned.
between the two.
I learned
Oh, yeah.
something. I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson. I did get the shock the daylights out of me, but I also learned a lesson. So I hooked up my plasma tube into a high voltage full wave bridge rectifier. Then I put it through my 40 kilohertz piezo transducer. Okay. and then I put the other end on ground and lit up a bunch of light bulbs. So I shut the device off, thinking that everything was discharged, and I touched my piezo transducer and gave myself a lifter I would never forget.
Huh.
The
Mike.
transducer, the transducer was holding charge
Ooh,
because
nice.
it's the one, the one that looks kind of like rectangular at the bottom. The base flares out. So the top of it's aluminum, the bottom's aluminum, and in between is the two barium titanate, pieces in the middle, right, with the copper for the electrode. It was
It
storing
sounds
all.
like a piezoelectric buzzer, right? No.
Oh, it buzzed me all right.
Yeah, is it a
Yeah,
buzzer?
that's how people die when taking
I'm taking a
microwaves
stab
apart,
in the
right?
dark.
But what's
Oh,
It's
that
a
that
was
it's a
device
buzzer.
called?
It's like a surface charge.
It's a
yeah.
buzzer.
It stored this charge from the barium titanate into the base and the top of the transducer that holds it together. So when I went to grab it, it didn't have a ground or a discharge point. I became the ground.
I've been there, Mike.
Oh, that was wicked. That was a wicked
I
zap
was there this morning.
because I didn't realize that the transducer was going to hold that electrostatic charge. Man, was I wow!
Mm.
So
I
we
learned
can
a
Yeah,
lesson.
it'll
all
zap
learn
you,
from
man.
Mike's shocking
Yeah,
experience.
it's that
Shocking.
easy though. If you just
Yeah, I
make
didn't
yourself a
expect
Oh.
that.
mistake. Yeah. Yeah.
Transducers hold
Oh,
charge.
I'm telling
So
you.
up here, I've got some of my ice cubes of the ionic structured frozen water. These are the ionic silver water, which creates these vortex tornado lightning looking structures. And Mike, with your water, structured water hydrogen machine, the next step now you got to do is start freezing
Yeah, I'm going to
some
try
of
to
it,
freeze
see
it.
what
Actually, I'll
comes
do
out.
that tonight. I'll do that tonight.
Perfect.
Bernie, we're going to square it up. I want to make it before the 2 hours so I can recut and do
Fair
more
enough.
stuff. I'll keep the
You only
chat.
got
I'll
two
keep the
minutes.
I'll keep the backstage open. We go live to air again next Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Chat was amazing tonight. Very, very good chat tonight. Really, it was flying. Awesome stuff,
Yeah.
and we
Absolutely.
had a
Love you,
good audience.
Yanni. Yanni.
Yeah,
Love
all
you,
our
man. From
Patreons, everybody
Australia.
is members, all the members. Thanks a lot, and yeah, we'll see everybody next week. Yeah, we'll keep the live chat going after we
Yeah,
go
I'll
off.
do
So
backstage
yeah,
for a little bit,
backstage.
hang out.
All right, guys, have a great night.
Much love.